This is WSOE 89.3 Elon Burlington, and you're listening to Good Vibes. I'm your host, Sam Porzak.
And I'm your recurring guest star, Evan Ward.
And it's time for some good vibrations. Hello and welcome back to another wonderful Wednesday with Sammy P and Evan Ward. That was Good Vibrations by Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Yeah.
As it always was and as it always will be. Fun fact, Evan and I take a class called Queer Feelings together, and we read a very funny article in which someone was writing about their celebrity crushes, and they described Marky Mark as being hot and dumber than a box of hair.
A box of hair, yes.
Which, you know what? From the very small amount of knowledge I know about him, seems correct. No slander. Sorry if Marky Mark is alumni. Hope not.
If he is, understand that we really appreciate your work. We just are not 100% aware of your intelligence. So please let us know.
He's in the new Uncharted movie?
I did not know that.
Yeah, with, oh boy, what's his name? Tom Holland.
Tom Holland, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Has he done anything else, notably?
I'm sure he had. Well, he was Nathan Drake in the new Uncharted movie.
I guess, you know what? You got me there, yeah.
Yeah. This reference goes out just to Dan, who's the only person I know that likes Uncharted. Do you know what it's about?
It's just kind of treasure hunting, right? It's like Indiana Jones for kids.
Yeah. I don't know for kids.
For a younger generation.
Yeah, for the next gen. For the gen... I don't know who it's for, like Gen X, Gen Z,
probably millennials, because that's when the Uncharted games were like really popular, I think. Like, it's not... I don't think there's been a new Uncharted game recently.
Why did millennials get such a cool name? Gen Z is terrible, and millennials is awesome. Like, we are the Centurions.
We are the millennials. I think it's because everyone's just like, we give up.
Yeah. We're like Gens. Are we Gen Z?
We are technically Gen Z, though we like get equated with millennials too often enough to just be Gen Z.
I feel like we're closer to millennials than we are to Gen Z.
Yes, but that's probably because we actually interact with Gen Z so much that we realize how annoying they can be.
True. I just like, I eat yogurt and like I wake up early, not by choice, purely for a job, but that very millennial thing.
Pretty millennial,
having a job.
Having a job.
Oy vey. Evan, what's been on your mind this week?
My goodness, Sam. Midterms. I
couldn't be me.
You're a lucky dog, as they say. But no, I've got a lot going on. I've got a lot going on this. And it's not even like they're technically midterms. It's just like I have two different semester-long projects, like randomly during the semester projects that both fell upon this week. So that in conjunction with the classes that actually do have midterms just has made this week very difficult.
Sounds like a pain.
It's been pretty annoying. But, we're getting through it. And I have very supportive people helping me through it. So it's just very nice.
Excellent. It's so sad. We tried to watch Spider-Verse last night and you were not free.
Nope. I think at that time doing my magic class.
Yeah. But if Evan doesn't watch Spider-Verse, nobody watches Spider-Verse.
That's true.
Evan put his foot down and he said, I want Spider-Verse.
I still haven't seen it. And it sounds like everything that I would hope for. So
it is astounding because out of the group of people that we were going to watch it with last night, like Ben and I were the only people that had seen it. Which is that seems like such a you and Jack kind of movie that I am surprised.
I just don't know, is it on HBO or something? By what way were you watching?
Disney, probably.
Well, I don't have Disney, that's probably why then.
Yeah. We'll watch it at some point, I'm sure. Yeah. Maybe we'll make you watch it on break.
Oh yeah, that would be very fun. Yeah. Also, really quick, I've got to shout out my little brother Kai, who is, I finally told that we have a radio show, and I remembered that this happened, so I remembered I should probably tell someone from my old life.
Yeah. What is Kai short for?
Kyler Gorilla.
Do you not know what it's short for, or is there just no abbreviation?
I think he's short because he's young.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, your coat there kind of looks like TV static. Did you know that?
It does, yes. I'm a very big fan of the kind of heathered texture on most clothing. So, you look at my shirts are usually heathered.
Now that you mention it, most of your shirts are like that.
Most of my shirts are heathered. I like jeans that you can really see the differentiations in color in them. I'm a very big fan of the kind of heathered design style.
Have you ever seen the musical Heathers?
I have not seen the musical Heathers, but I've listened to them soundtrack.
Yeah. The few that they let you listen to for free.
Spotify has all of them.
Oh, I got to go back and listen. For a long time there, I think there was only like 5 songs, or maybe there's only 5 songs in the musical, which doesn't sound correct.
There are a lot of songs.
Yeah. What do you consider yourself a musicals kind of guy?
It's complicated because like I've been in a lot of musicals in my time,
Yeah.
just by virtue of being a theater nerd in high school and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't like actively going to musicals most of the time.
Okay.
But I really like listening to soundtracks
Yeah.
if I like the musical content itself. So stuff like the band's visit, the original recording of Hadestown, not the Broadway. That's just my personal opinion. Like that, Heather's, what is it? Be More Chill. Love those. But there are a lot of them that I just can't stand, like Dear Evan Hansen.
Yeah. I totally get where you're coming from, but I feel like the music is like the really good part of the meal, and it's like the rest of it is kind of like the bland part, or like the rice or the bread that makes the rest of it really like good.
Yeah.
Like I love the soundtracks for a lot of stuff. Like I'm sure you've heard me in the shower listening to the Addams Family soundtrack,
Yes.
which is spectacular. And now that I remembered how to upload music to the station, I should totally make us listen to the like 10-minute intro song. But it's like I feel like you have to watch it at least once, or you can't appreciate, because like I don't think any musical has like an actually good plot. Like it's just a device to listen to good music.
Except Legally Blonde.
Legally Blonde is actually really good.
Yeah.
We've both been in it, not at the same time.
No.
Well, actually, I mean,
It might have been during the same time period.
yeah, not the same productions. But what year did you do it?
I did it oh goodness, I think it was my junior year.
Oh, okay. I did it my freshman year.
Oh, okay.
Alas. But yeah, so that one genuinely Legally Blonde, great plot.
Really good plot.
I want to watch the movie, but like I don't know, because I'm sure it's a great plot, but I don't know if I could stand it without the music, because the music is just so good.
I think I have heard that the movie's actually really good, so I don't think
sure
it'd be
it
like
is.
a bad experience or anything.
Yeah,
We'll
I
have to
mean-
see whether there very well could be music like Chicago or something where like they have the songs.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Reese Witherspoon, America's Darling. That
Reese.
was at some point, I guess. A little bit older now. Doesn't need to be anyone's darling.
There you go.
Speaking
America's Dame.
now listen here, Dame. We got to get on that detective drama.
Yes, I think that would be a fun like little project for us to do over spring break.
That'd be really good.
Because we might have a title for it.
Mm-hmm.
We're still we've got maybe 2 characters worked out.
Yeah, well, which is also the title.
Yes.
Do we want to say? Do we want to put our feelers out?
I think so. Yeah, I think we can say
Okay.
it.
Just to get a little media hype going. We're debating Doofer and the Wiz.
Doofer and the Wiz. That's right. It's a little buddy cop thing.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
One's a whiz and one's a real doofer.
Yeah, but you'll never guess which one. But it's probably the one you expect.
Probably the one you expect. Speaking of doofer, did you ever watch Phineas and Ferb?
I did. I've been also getting recommended a lot of their stuff on YouTube lately.
Clips.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean Doofenshmirtz, classic character, so good.
Ah, Perry the Platypus. I'm a character on WSOE.
Oh my god, Dr. Doofenshmirtz, how did you get in here?
Ah, I used my hack into the show-inator.
That could be a crime, actually, Mr. Doofenshmirtz.
It's not. I looked it up.
Oh, well, okay. In that case, welcome.
Cool, I'll just chill here in the corner until I have something relevant
Yeah,
to
I think we have
say.
a chair for you. Go ahead and sit on down.
Did you guys hear that?
I didn't hear anything, Mr. Doofenshmirtz. Doctor.
Okay. So anyway, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
I didn't expect Hines, if I can call him that,
Yeah.
to drop in. You know, he should have found another way to announce he was coming in.
Yeah, he should have Knocked 3 Times by Tony Orlando and Dawn. Oh, that's so good, Evan.
Hi, this is Will Butler, and you're listening to WSOE 89.3 Elon, Burlington.
Thanks, Will. You know, it's so nice they let butlers make music these days. Evan, I feel like if we were in a murder mystery,
Okay.
whether real life or if we like wrote a sketch or something, you would 1,000,000% be like the sassy butler.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, you've seen me. I very much like to just kind of walk around with my hands behind my back like that.
Yeah.
And also, like, I like to back talk, but also not, like, actually offend people. So I could very much do that kind of like, yes.
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 Yes. But what was I going to say? Oh, Julianne and I, shout out to my wonderful girlfriend Julianne, we're watching Howl's Moving Castle the other night, and there's just like, I feel like I feel like we've watched it together. No,
I would not be surprised. We both watched it at least, but I don't know if we watched it together.
There's one like side character who has like one line where he's like, absolutely right away, and he's like one of the king's guards, and he just like has his hands at his side, and I was like, this is just like, this one is Evan for some reason. I don't know why.
Adorable. I mean, I love just the way that they I don't know if it's like the dubbing for Howl's, like for a lot of those Ghibli movies, but like the way they like instantly respond to people, or like the amount of energy and like smiling. I think it's a combination of the fact that it is a Ghibli movie, but also the fact that it is just, the dubbing necessarily isn't always the best, and like the timing of it. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's just so fun. Like
it's so high energy for sure.
Yeah, I just think about in Spirited Away, the just kind of the dynamic between that weird spider guy who runs the furnace, who is my favorite character of all Ghibli movies.
And he looks like Dr. Eggman from
kind
Sonic.
of. Yeah. And like that one maid that goes down there, and just like how they like are instantly responding to each other and just kind of sassing. And he's just like, what if I gave you a fried newt?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
like, don't take my fried newt.
Yeah.
Or whatever it was.
I don't know. I just love that, man. But also, I don't know. Ghibli movies are just so charming. You've heard it before and you'll hear it a million times, but Ghibli movies are great.
I'm a big proponent of movies that are, I mean, they can be good. They're not necessarily good, but they are definitely fun. Or, like people say abstract art should evoke a feeling in you and you don't know why you're feeling it, in the same way that a regular painting does and you do know why you're feeling it. And I feel like Ghibli movies are very much like that, where it's like, usually a lot isn't really happening, or if it is, you're very confused. Like Howl's Moving Castle has so many elements moving around, and you're like, oh, like it's like he's a bird guy. Like there's a war.
He turns into slime sometimes.
Yeah,
what's going on?
Like it's very confusing, but it also is just like so like charming and like very cute and like touching.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because it's also, for anyone who doesn't know this, Howl's Moving Castle is an amazing movie. Please watch it. It's like top 5 for me. B, it's also a really good book.
That's right. You've read it, haven't you?
Yeah. It's by Diana Wynne Jones. If anyone wants to read it, I own it and I'm happy to loan it to you.
Oh.
And so whereas the movie is very kind of like dreamy and like not rom-com, but like romantic.
Kind of rompy.
Yeah, rompy, slice of life. I feel like the book is a lot more like a classic like D&D style, like wacky romp type thing. So very different flavors, but they're both really fun.
You know what? It's been a while since I've read like one of those classics. Just like it just feels like it's written straight out of a D&D campaign.
Yeah,
because those are always just such a kind of just. It feels like there isn't necessarily like a lesson to it, or like there aren't like any like it doesn't feel like you're trying to learn anything. It just feels like you're kind of watching a fun adventure, and I feel like that like there's a lot of value to that.
Absolutely. I mean, that's why people like improv or like D&D, because it's like you're guiding it in a direction, but it's not going to be perfect.
Yeah,
because life isn't perfect.
And like I don't know. I think there's a lot to be said for something that isn't trying to enforce a message.
Yeah, totally. What is your favorite book?
My favorite book? That's a very a tricky question. You know what? One of the books, until I'm sure there's a book that is. Oh, I do love Animal. Sorry, yeah, I'm not speaking to the microphone. I do love Animal Farm. I reread that book a lot, actually.
Okay.
Very interesting to me. But also, if you guys ever read the Ranger's Apprentice series, I reread that, like, all 10 of those books several times. And, like, my parents would be like, Evan, read a new book. Stop reading all the Ranger's Apprentice series. But I loved those books so much growing up. Do
you find yourself still reading a lot? Or do you find it to be a struggle now that you're kind of have more life going on?
I think it's honestly the fact that my attention span has like really severely weakened as I got older.
Yeah.
When I do find a really good book, like I guess like the most recent book that I've read for fun was like this fall I read Annihilation.
Yeah.
Which I mean I think a solid group of us did read Annihilation, and oh my goodness, amazing book. I have to shout out the book Annihilation every single time I can, because my goodness, is it good? And I'm not sure if there was a lesson there. I think it's just an experience that happens. Yes, but what a roller coaster of excitement and confusion and honest terror. Horror, terror that goes on throughout it. So maybe I'll say Annihilation just because of recency bias, but also excellent book.
That's fair. It's definitely. I mean the movie's flat out scary because there's like jump scares and whatever.
Yeah.
but like the book is like really like you freak out and you're like, I don't like this.
And when you learn the meaning of annihilation, that is beautiful. Like when I read that, I was like fully just kind of like I stood up and like I ran around a little bit. I was like, oh my god, oh my goodness, yeah, really good stuff.
Yeah, I have found, and I mean it's gonna sound so simple, but it's like if you just set time aside to do something, like whether it's reading or like movies or whatever, it's so much easier if you're just like, this is the time of the day where I'll do that. Where I have, interestingly, my mom has gotten me a life coach. Shout out, Mom. I think Mom's actually listening tonight. Thank you, Mom.
Excellent.
And it's definitely kind of a weird experience in some ways, but I've really loved he suggested a morning routine. So instead of like sleeping in until like 11:30 and like kind of wasting the morning, although as pleasant as that is, there's stuff like wake up and like do like calisthenics and like write 5 things you're grateful for and like read for 20 minutes.
Interesting.
And it's like, you know, when you have a set amount of time every day where you're going to read, you're like, oh, I'm like actually getting it done. Who knew? Yeah, so I just finished a very bad book called The Stainless Steel Rat.
Oh, I'm sad it wasn't great.
It was horrible. It was very bad. It's about a psychotic man who's like the last criminal in the galaxy. And it's just dumb. It's just dumb. He gets shot, and then he gets like his life is saved, and then he like escapes the hospital, and then he gets like face surgery and bones stretching and bending and stuff, so he's a different height. It's just dumb.
I see.
Ugh. What a waste.
Oh, that does remind me. I think my actual answer for favorite book of all time though is Wrinkle in Time.
Ooh, okay. Now, the movie was really bad.
I did not watch the movie because I thought it'd be bad.
Yeah. I read a little bit of the book. I remember liking what I read. Tell me more.
The book very legitimately, maybe there's a lesson to it. I don't remember it at this point, but it very much is just a strange experience. It's just kind of following these people who have no idea what they're supposed to be doing, like on this adventure. And it's just insane kind of the whole way through. But like, it makes my head hurt, but I'm like happy that it's hurting. I don't know. It's a very strange experience. I highly recommend reading the book.
I can appreciate that.
There were like a whole bunch of sequels to it. I don't know. They never felt necessary to read. I felt like it was a very nice self-contained adventure.
I love a good book that leaves it off where it needs to be.
Yeah.
Even if there are sequels, you know?
Like Ender's Game. I read just Ender's Game, and I was just like, that was fun. That was a fun read.
Speaking of which, literally like my favorite book series, also by Orson Scott Card, Pathfinder.
Oh.
It's like Ender's Game, but it's set in kind of like a medieval level of technology for the most part.
Interesting. Okay.
It's about a bunch of kids with like time travel powers.
Oh, that is interesting.
Very fun. The first book is practically fantasy, and then the second and third are pretty much sci-fi, where they start to reveal more elements about how the world works. But it's so cool, and it's so much fun, and it's like it doesn't follow the stereotypical path of like there's the big bad guy to beat and whatever. Like there's a lot of like thought and whatever to it, and I really love it.
Interesting. All right, that sounds fun. I might give it a try then.
Yeah, my mom has been shouting out, Jess in our chat, shout out Jess, loves Pathfinder too. Excellent book. It's just like really smart. I like shows and stuff like Hunter x Hunter where the characters are smart because the writer is clearly smart.
I see.
And it's like they don't do dumb stuff. And like if something needs to happen, it's going to happen because they're smart and not because they forgot like a simple thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of anime, actually.
Oh, here we go. This is a fun. Yeah.
So we just finished very interesting, very fun show called Hypnosis Mike, Division Rap Battle Rhyme Anima, and that's anima, like animation. Some people mishear me when I say that. But it's basically people fight, but there's no guns or anything. They use rap battle. So here is a song by a group in the show called Secret Aliens. But technically it is Love Dimension by Hypnosis Mike.
Do you want to hear my impersonation of a pig? This is Jamie Stewart from Shoo Shoo, and you are listening to WSOE 89.3 Elon, Burlington. I used to live in North Carolina. I thought it was a total drag. Apparently, though, there's a good radio station.
Thanks, Jamie. I always forget how long that one is before I play it, but boy, sometimes I wonder like how these people's music is, you know?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't think I've ever actually heard like many songs by these people.
Yeah, like Girl Pool or Juju or whatever else. But it's funny. So Jamie Stewart, technically speaking, he's also Jimmy Stewart, which is an actor. He's I think he was in like a lot of Hitchcock movies.
Interesting.
I might be okay. I'm gonna look this up as we're speaking.
Okay.
I want to say that Jimmy Stewart was the dad in It's a Wonderful Life.
I think that sounds right to me. I think I remember you having an argument with someone about this.
Let's see. Yep, Jimmy Stewart, George Bailey. Oh, Mr. Potter. Oh, please. Oh, Mr. Potter.
Don't tell Haley Bronzino, but I still haven't watched that movie.
It's people like. I think it's a really good demonstration of the different values of different generations. Because, effectively, this guy spends his whole life where he's going to go out on adventures and go to college and, like, see the world. And he keeps, like... I mean, it's kind of a spoiler, but it's a really old movie. And I won't spoil the whole thing. But basically, time and time again, he, like, sacrifices his own well-being to help other people, which is very noble. But, like, the movie kind of, like, celebrates that. And, like, to me, that's so depressing because he, like, wastes his life and he doesn't do anything he wants to do. But then my parents are like, it's so touching that he, like, sacrifices himself for, like, other people. And I'm like, I don't want to do that, though.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you mean, though. That's interesting.
Yeah. It's the same thing where it's like, I don't want to go out to LA and work as like a production assistant for 10 years. But then my mom's like, well, you might have to like start at the bottom and like really like earn your way up there. And it's like, oh, that sounds gross.
Yeah. Or you just make a random standout film and who knows?
Yeah. If I make the Hemogoblin the motion picture.
Oh. Yeah.
That would be something.
It would work.
That would really be something.
If you need someone to do anything there, get me in there because I love the
You got
Goblin franchise.
I haven't shown you the anime sketch I wrote yet, right?
Oh, you've talked to me about you've spoken, but if you'd like to broadcast it.
For the viewers at home, I recently wrote an anime sketch. Basically, it's a little bit about anime, and it is stylistically like an anime. And it's going to be fun. Evan, I want you to be Juan Punchman, the king of arm wrestling.
Oh, is this like the...
He's like the big bad guy. And he's like,
cool.
You're never going to beat me, you wimp.
Oh, I can say that, yeah.
I think that you would be a great, like... You're like too cool persona.
I'm good at that really one. Good.
Looking too cool, Joker.
Too cool for school. It's true.
See, we've actually thrown off our regular schedule because normally we play a song at 9:15, then at 9:30.
Oh.
But like the energy's a little low tonight. Not to say either of us are doing something wrong.
No.
But
I think I might have messed up the flow by making you play that one song when we were talking about Mr. Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
No, you're totally fine. I mean, it was just about when we were going to do it anyway. But yeah,
I'm also just excited because we have like a lot of songs.
We have a lot of good songs. And you know what? They don't all have to be like 15-minute talking segments.
That's true.
Like we can just chill. We can...
you own this radio show. You can do whatever you want with it.
That's true. And actually, it's super cool because they're doing like logos for people for the shows now.
Oh, really?
If you want one. So I basically messaged them and I was like, I've done art of it already. So if you want to take inspiration, like here it is, but I'd love to see what you do with it. So that'd be cool.
Yeah, that sounds really awesome.
Yeah. Do you consider yourself like an artist in any capacity?
I like to do little sketches of like ideas that I have, but I wouldn't consider myself a skilled artist in any way. I wouldn't be like, I really want to show people what I've done, but I enjoy doing stuff creatively sometimes.
Okay. I can appreciate that. I guess as a digital art minor, I have to take some pride in my craft at some point.
Yeah, I think that's very fair. No, I mean, like, I enjoy, like, I sometimes like to sketch out characters, like, for my campaigns and stuff.
Totally.
And, like, that stuff I really enjoy. But I don't think I'd ever, like, want to, like, broadcast my stuff in any way.
That's understandable. How's your motion graphics class with Max Neekin going?
I'm actually really enjoying it. I got to do a typography for a Caravan Palace song, so that's always really good.
I would love to see it if you're, like,
yeah, for sure.
Going.
As I've told you, I worked on it in the library, and then like as I was opening Media Encoder to finish the project, it crashed, and I had to restart the entire thing. So it was not great.
So you hadn't saved it?
Well, I saved it to the computer itself, and the computer entirely crashed. So it lost all my progress that was on the computer. So I've learned to just upload my work to Google Drive as I go through it.
That sounds really bad.
It was really annoying, but I told I told Max about it, and he said, "Well, you've learned, and I bet you save every single time now." And I was like, "Yes, I do.
Yeah.
It's a mistake that I will not make again until I do."
I mean, really, I guess, were you a cinema major, the solution would be most of us use like external hard drives.
Yeah, external hard drive.
Which, I mean, of course, just doesn't make as much sense for you to own one. So, but fortunately for me, it's like the worst thing that happens is if the computer crashes, it might count as like unplugging it or whatever, but at least I have it and I frequently save because I'm so paranoid about that kind of thing.
For good reason. There's nothing more heartbreaking than like putting like an hour and a half into a project, and like an hour and a half, that's pretty small toast.
Sure.
But like it was enough that I was just like, and it meant that I had like missed a class that I wanted to go to as well, because I was just like, I want to get this assignment done because like it's worth a good point of the grade. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just very annoying.
I am excited to see it though.
Yeah, it turned out decently. There are some parts of it I'm very proud of. Some parts of it I've learned like I could have done a lot better.
Mm-hmm. Listen, you gotta, as Jake from Adventure Time says, sucking at something is the first step to being kind of good at something.
Yeah, and honestly, like I have enough ideas, and like this is actually a medium that I feel like I can actually kind of express my ideas with.
Totally.
So I finally learned how to use masks, which I never understood how to use in Photoshop.
Yep.
But now I finally get them in After Effects at least. And oh my goodness, it
cool.
suddenly means like I can feel so many neurons connecting. I'm just like, I can see the light. I understand how certain things work now.
Yeah. It's like, you know, is stuff you make in Illustrator or After Effects going to be the most beautiful or like 3-dimensional or whatever? Like, no. But like it conveys the idea, and it's so cool and fun to be able to like make an animation. Like, Are you kidding me?
I've already like just thought of like fun little logos I can make for like little like, personal projects and stuff. Like I've made like little. One of my favorite projects I ever made was this little dumb paper animation I did for this Call of Cthulhu one-shot I made.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This was just this little cute like thing that I made out of just cut up paper, just moving it around and stuff. And like now I know how I could make that like digitally if I really wanted to, and maybe I'll like try stuff for like in the future. I don't know. There's just so many fun possibilities, and I'm just like having a really great time in the class.
That's so cool. I'm glad you're taking it because it's really important to take just some classes that, technically speaking, don't have a lot to do with your major.
Yeah.
But you're just doing it for funsies.
And I figure like, if it gives me a greater understanding to anything in the Creative Cloud, then I'll take the class. Because the Creative Cloud, no one ever, even in my 220 class, like I didn't personally understand it super well. I just kind of used whatever I understood in high school, just kind of teaching myself, and did all right. I don't know. I'm just very glad that I can like really understand this as I'm getting through it.
You know, it's good. You know how to save now, because certainly with that project, you must have been feeling blue over you by Sad Puppy. Welcome back. This is Good Vibes on WSOE, and I've got some great news. Evan, I just became the owner of a local baseball team.
Oh, well, that's actually really handy, because I was thinking about joining a local baseball team sometime. Sam.
Yeah?
Yeah. Do you think there might be a spot on there for me?
Yeah, totally. But the thing you need to know about baseball, Evan, is that some of the baseball players have really weird names these days.
You know, like Big Snackamundo, or
like Big Snackamundo,
like Chocolate John. Yeah,
Chocolate
no,
John,
I understand.
yeah.
But could you let me know some of their names? Because like I think it might be helpful if I want to join this team, if I can like know about them before.
Certainly. Like first up, like who's on first? Yeah.
Yeah. Who is?
Yep.
Sorry.
Yeah. Who's on first? That's what I said.
Yeah, no, that's what I want to know too. Yeah, who's on first?
Yep. You got it.
I got what?
The name of the player on first.
I do?
Yeah, it's who.
Who is?
Yep. Who's on first?
Yeah, that's what I want to know, Sam.
Yeah, but moving on. We also have what's on second. What is the name of the player on second?
Yeah. What is it?
No, who's on first?
What?
No, that's yes, that's second. Perfect. You've got it.
I don't know what just happened.
I can eat a pumpkin in one full bite.
Classic bit. Okay. Sam.
Yeah.
I've got a confession to make.
Oh no.
I've been spending so much time that I could be spending doing actual work playing Pokemon Go.
That's true. I have to make a confession too, and then it's also the same thing.
Pokemon Go. It's coming back, everybody.
Guys, I'm just saying everyone needs to get back into Pokemon Go.
It's happening.
It's something good about seeing Liam repeat the I can eat a pumpkin in one full bite to me back in the chat. But yeah, Pokemon Go. Spectacular game. It's on the rise, everybody.
It's hot.
It's I don't know if it's like on the rise across the country, but we're playing it again, which means that it's cool.
Yeah.
So if anybody ever wants to go on a raid, let us know. We just got our butts kicked by Tapu Koko over by Art West.
We tried.
West. We weren't that far off.
It wasn't terrible. I think if we had like one more person who's like relatively like maybe stronger than you, Sam, then we could have won.
Oh, we should get Jack.
Jack is better at the game than you, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. He's got high level Pokemon.
He's got high level Pokemon. I'm not that great. I don't have anyone over. I don't think I have anyone over 2.5. So
yeah, well, you'll get there.
Yeah.
It's interesting to me that Niantic also has that other game that is this but not Pokemon.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they
I'm
have
not familiar.
like Pokemon Go is like basically a reskin of like a different concept, but like the Pokemon are the whole thing for me. Like, why would you not do Pokemon?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
it's good. It's good. Pokemon came to them and they were like, "Hey, we like what you're doing here, but make it Pokemon now."
And it seemed to work out pretty well for them.
I would be so happy if I was doing anything in my life. Like if we were doing this radio show and Nintendo came in and they were like, listen, like we love what you're doing. Yeah. Like great talk, whatever. Make it Pokemon. I would be like, thank you, Nintendo.
We're not sponsored, but we could be.
Yes, I would. I don't know what the legality is there, but I am 1,000,000% ready to be a shill if it is for Pokemon or Chex Mix.
I'll shill for anything. Anyone like in the world who wants to go and say, Evan, I'll give you $50.
Okay.
Yeah, give me money.
I think like being a student rep would be really fun if it was a brand I cared like a sliver about. Which I guess the problem is just most brands that are on campus like Bumble or whatever. Like, I mean, no disrespect, but that's just not like an interest to me, even if I wasn't dating someone. But it's like, man, if they were like just be like the student rep for like orange soda or something, I would be like, yes, I will dress like an orange soda can. I will do whatever you want, Fanta. Yeah.
Yeah.
What would your number one be if you could be a shill for any company?
Oh goodness, I think we've talked about Chex Mix before, and we both very much enjoy Chex Mix.
It's the cereal snack that you eat with your hand.
Yeah. I think in a similar vibe, I think I could really be a good salesman for Goldfish.
Ooh.
Because I love Goldfish. I have a big history with Goldfish ever since being a child.
Yeah.
I would definitely, I would sell Goldfish.
Okay. Here's my pitch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be the student rep for fruit roll-ups. I guess Betty Crocker, just in general.
Okay.
But fruit roll-ups, I'm going to be the fruit roll-up adventure man. I'm going to be like a knockoff Indiana Jones.
Okay.
I'm going to roll around like whipping people with like a red and blue colored
like
whip.
A foot long.
Like a foot long. Or like a fruit by the foot,
Fruit by
rather.
the foot, that's what it's called, yeah.
Well, now I want like a hot dog that is like a fruit by the foot.
Interesting.
Or, okay, what do you envision when I say that? Because like several things just came to mind. A hot dog that's like a fruit by the foot.
I think of those like the Krabby Patty gummies.
Yes.
I think of that, but like that kind of thing. So like it's all gummy, but it's like just different type pieces of gummy.
Yeah, I had two thoughts when I said that. First, or I'll say second. Second, I thought of like a really long hot dog, like just like a really long flat hot dog.
Yeah.
That unrolls. But first, there's an episode of the Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack, where they ate candied hot dogs.
Oh.
Which sounds gross, but I kind of pictured it just as totally candy and not like dipped in candy or whatever.
Interesting.
And I just was kind of picturing like something that was like kind of the texture and like size of a hot dog, but it's all fruit by the foot. That would be horrible for you, but that sounds really good.
Yeah. Have you ever eaten like one of those giant, like the Jalebi like my rat candy?
No.
I haven't either, but someday.
Yeah. That's Life by Still Woozy.
To make your life more meaningful.
Thanks, Ravi Shankar. Welcome back. You're listening to Good Vibes with Sam and Evan. Evan, how's that fight against Team Rocket Grunt going?
I beat them. Now I'm trying to catch their Pokemon.
What Pokemon?
It's a Voltorb.
Okay. Don't let it explode on you.
It is being very aggressive.
The Voltorb is aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say if you turned into a Pokemon? What do you think would best represent you?
I don't know if that's a question I can answer myself, Sam. What do you think?
Okay, but you have to think of mine. Actually, I immediately have it, and it's really only because of your hair. So I'm sorry, this isn't really fair to you, but absolutely, you would be a Rillaboom.
I don't know what a Rillaboom is.
I'm going to send a picture to the chat. Boy, do you ever wonder, like, do you think anyone actually listens to this show that is like, does not have access to the visuals that we send out sometimes?
Well, I know my little brother probably does, and your family.
Yeah. Well, both my parents actually went to sleep mid, so I don't have to worry about that for them.
I'm sure Kai can figure out what a Rillaboom looks like.
Yeah. You're going to, listen, I'm going to send this to the chat, and everyone's going to be like, that just is Evan. I'm also going to send it to Julianne.
Okay.
Hang in there, Julianne.
While Sam does that.
What's mine?
Oh, I just thought Froakie. You just give me kind of like little frog vibes.
Appreciate it. I'll also send Froakie to the chat.
Goodness.
It's just you.
You know, that looks like my physique. That's correct.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, that's probably what I'd be, you know. Sam, who was your favorite starter Pokemon? Because I think we both chose starter Pokemon for each other, didn't we?
There's so many good ones. There's so many good ones, and there's a couple bad ones. But really, like, they're all lovable in their own way.
That's true.
Okay. I'm gonna say a couple, and they might be different stages. Okay, Bulbasaur.
Classic.
Turtwig.
Also classic. Very cute lads, little grass boys.
Dartrix.
Also grass boy. That's like the Butler looking one.
Yeah, that's the mid-evolution. I kind of think of him as like a tennis-playing rich kid.
Oh, very nice.
I guess I gravitate towards the grass boys, although I also love Totodile. Totodile's a wonderful little boy.
I definitely see that. Maybe it's just the hat that you're wearing right now, but it looks like a Totodile beak.
I like how chompy they are. And I am definitely going with Fuecoca if I get the new Pokemon game, which, I don't know. We'll see.
I've kind of skipped the last couple Pokemon games that came out, so I think it's time enough that I can buy a new one with my conscious, like, going like, Rah.
Okay. What would you say are your, like, top three?
I think maybe Superior. I love Superior a lot.
Superior.
I also
great.
really love Emboar too. Samurott I like a lot, but I'm not going to put him on my top three. I think the final one of my top three is most likely, I will say, Bulbasaur. Like, how can you get past that?
Such a
cute guy?
cutie.
My goodness. But yeah, I love Gen 5 with all my heart, so it's kind of hard for me to get past that bias.
Here's a question for you. If you had to do a new trio of starters and it was like a new typing, like it wasn't grass, fire, water, it was a new trio of weaknesses, what would you do?
I've thought about this a decent amount. It's dark fighting and psychic.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah.
I recently saw a suggestion of dragon, and that's really fun.
That would be very cool.
Or alternatively, dragon, fairy. What is bad against dragon and good against fairy? I think nothing,
Steel?
actually.
No.
Steel's good against fairy.
And resists dragon, so it
I've
wouldn't
done
be fair.
this to myself.
Yeah, dragon isn't super effective to anything, Sam.
Dragon.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah, psychic dark fighting is pretty fun.
Which I think they did kind of use, actually, in Gen 6, because that was the secondary typings, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think a friend and I, around the time they announced the starters, we properly guessed the water, dark, fire, psychic, grass
Fighting.
Grass fighting, just because it would have been cool. I think we were like, these types are definitively like the coolest outcomes.
Well, it seems like you were right, or at least the Pokemon Company agreed with you.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, the Gen 6 not my cup of tea.
Yeah, I think that was the first one where I was like, this story, like, isn't that good?
Kind of woke me up a little bit.
Sadly, yeah. But, you know, like, there's always hope. I've heard good things about Legends Arceus. Ironically, I did go in on Brilliant Diamond, and I did not go in on Legends Arceus, even though if I wanted to be experimental, you'd think I would have gone with that one. Sword and Shield really didn't wow me. I like the new Pokemon. I didn't like the new game.
I see.
There's one, though, that's so cute. It's just a bunch of little munchkin guys that are...
Oh, those guys.
They're like Roman soldiers.
Yeah, they're very adorable.
What's the name?
It's like Phalanx, I think.
Phalanx, yeah. That one also going to the chat.
Incredibly cute. Just a little collection of little kind of marble-looking bug boys who will beat you up.
Yeah. Are they bug?
I don't think they're bug type, but they always remind me of bugs.
Yeah. I think they get the move First Impression, which is a bug type.
Okay.
Which like kind of... And I feel Caterpillar-esque. I'm kind of surprised they're not bug type.
Though I am always I don't know if I would say fan, but I think it's okay when Game Freak makes it like, I think like a crab isn't actually water type. It's just a fighting type.
Because it would be too obvious.
Yeah. I think just because something is an aquatic animal doesn't mean it has to be water type.
Yeah. Shout out to Max for putting a Shuckle in the chat. Love Shuckle.
Shuckle, yeah. Famously, you don't mess with Shuckle.
Yeah. You do not mess with Shuckle. I'm trying to think. I feel like we always get here. We always somehow end up at Pokemon.
Pokemon is just, especially now, but it's just always part of my life, you know?
Yeah, it's really one of the few things where, like, it's always been there for me. Mm-hmm. I could probably get, like, a Pokemon tattoo, and if it was, like, done well, I probably wouldn't regret it.
If I ever do get a tattoo, I think the first one would be the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon time gear just on my shoulder.
Yeah. That'd be really cool.
I think that'd be just really great.
Yeah. I don't know why. First thing that comes to mind if I did a Mystery Dungeon thing would be the Blast Seed.
Interesting.
I just really love that you just ate it and then you just like spit an explosion in somebody's face. It was so funny to me.
That was fun. Especially when like all the other seeds you like had to throw them at the other person so they would eat them and then take damage.
Yeah. Good times.
It really, really was. I wish there was like a way to like play Mystery Dungeon and like all of you could like play at the same time. But I guess that isn't really just how Pokemon Mystery Dungeon works.
Sadly, yeah. Oh man, we need more offshoots because like my childhood. I mean, obviously there's regular Pokemon, but there was Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. There was Pokemon Trozy, which was kind of like a Bejeweled type thing.
Okay.
Pokemon Ranger.
I loved Pokemon Ranger. That was
wonderful.
Really great. Shadows of Olmia, amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Really hard, really fun.
Yes. Oh my goodness, yes. Anyone who remembers that Drapion fight on that boat, that took me days.
Yeah. I appreciate they like try and branch out now with like the League of Legends one.
Yeah, Pokemon Unite seems like enough people enjoy that.
It's a fun idea, but I just want like well-developed actual stuff.
Pokemon Conquest, I don't know how many people played that, but I really enjoy it.
Oh, nice. Pokemon Quest like looked fun. Does not play fun.
Oh.
It's kind of like the one where you were wind-up toys. That one wasn't good either.
I don't think I played that one either. I don't even know.
Pokemon Rumble.
I never played Rumble, no.
Yeah. Pokemon Rancher. Never played that, but that looks good. Man, take me back. What was your first Pokemon game?
First Pokemon game, my cousin gave me a copy of Leaf Green, I believe. And
nice.
I played that.
I think the first one I touched was Sapphire.
Ooh, yeah.
But the first one I like actually got anywhere in was Diamond.
I respect that, yeah.
And then Platinum. Oh, Platinum was probably my favorite. But Heart Gold was also good.
Yeah, I still remember the day that I got Platinum, and I was hanging out with my friend, and he's just like, if you just can play Platinum, like, I don't understand why we're hanging out, because you can just go and play Platinum. And I was like, okay, and then I left.
Wow.
Yeah. That was kind of our dynamic at the time. Like, we were best friends, but, like, if I had something else I really wanted to do, like, he's like, you should just leave. I'm going to just do my own thing.
Wow. Well, that about wraps it up for us. Not too much else to say. We have an improv show on the 25th.
That's true.
From 8 to 10 in LaRose Theater, I think.
I believe that's correct.
Anything else you want to shout out?
Also, we're going to be working on that radio drama sometime.
Yeah,
so
keep an ear to the
come out
ground
sometime.
For Doofer and the Wiz.
Doofer and the Wiz.
But in the meantime, just enjoy yourself and really enjoy The Feeling by Sammy Ray and the Friends. Until next... Oh, wait. Okay, we're not here next week because of...
Spring break. Have a great spring break, everybody.
But we're back 2 weeks from now. Mm-hmm. But in the meantime, enjoy yourself. Put good vibes out into the universe, and they will surely come back to you. Good night and good vibes.